Hey guys. I'm gonna give it a little bit of time because I want to get everyone in here. We also just sent out the email. So I just want to give everyone enough time to get on. I just got here maybe about, what time? Maybe about 20 minutes ago. So I'm really just getting here. So this is literally a fresh in the morning training. Hey guys, come on in. We're doing Facebook and YouTube and Instagram today. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm really tired. I was here, I don't know what time I left. I think like 11 o'clock or something. I was late. And I just been working. I mean, I have been like working, okay? That's not to brag at all. It's just to like, put in the work. And we're going to be talking about this today. Let me shout out everyone who's on here. Okay. Hey, Miss Congeniality. I spelled it right this time. Yesterday was rough. Yesterday I couldn't spell. Hey, Kenna. Oh, hey. Oh, that's my client. The real Lundy Milani. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, Barbara. Hey, girl. Hey, hey, Nisha. Hey. Yes, these highlights. Hey, Gina. Good to see you again. Hey, Jocelyn. I'll just a quick question. I'm printing my product from overseas. What's the best safe way to make that transaction? I don't want to get scammed. You should be using some kind of online platform like Alibaba or something like that. Usually that's what I go through. So my vendor is on Alibaba, but that's what I use. And we do the transactions through Alibaba. And also too, you want to make sure that you don't send money like through Cash App or anything like that. You want to make sure that it's something that can be tracked and something that you can easily get your money back from. So don't send any checks, don't send any wires. Use some kind of online payment system that has really good customer protection. And also too, we use WhatsApp to communicate with our online vendors as well. But the best way to make sure you're not getting scammed is by using a company that has credible reviews and results that you're seeing. That's why, for me, my vendor, I got through Alibaba. And shout out to Print Boss because I'm actually sharing that relationship. Okay, yep, then you're good, Ajane. You are good. And yep, there you go. You're good. As long as you've done that, you'll be safe. Okay. You will be fine. You will be fine. Okay. And again, make sure that you're communicating with your vendor through WhatsApp. And shout out to my print school community on YouTube because that's where she's asking from. Hey guys. Okay. So, hey Mike, the marketing genius. Hey Barbara. Yes. So the reason why we're teaching this today is because again, you guys know, you guys inbox me, DM me. My DMs have been open. My Facebook Messenger has been open. My email inbox has been open. And you guys have been really taking advantage of that, which I love because you've been letting me know. And so people have been signing up for e-commerce 101, which I'm really excited about. Let me show y'all. E-commerce 101 is here, okay? And if you're on Instagram, you can't see what I just did, but basically I'm just sharing the e-commerce 101 that went live on Friday night. I think was it Friday night? Was it Thursday night? I think it was Thursday night. I forgot. But we just went live. I think it was Thursday night with e-commerce 101, and not just with e-commerce 101, but also too with Launch the Course. So Launch the Course has now come out, and if you aren't familiar with Launch the Course is one of the reasons why I'm doing this training today. So Launch the Course is all about teaching. Really, it's a boot camp where you're going to work with me in a small group of entrepreneurs of 30 leaders, whether you're an entrepreneur, ministry leader, platform, personal brand, speaker, author, coach, and you want to launch an online course in 4 weeks because I am done with you guys playing games with me. I'm done. I'm done. I'm tired of it. I am completely tired of it. I'm tired of people who are like, Genesis, hey Bodrick, I really want to launch this course, really want to make this money. And you guys are addicted to going live like this, but you don't have any course content. And even if you do have course content, you haven't packaged it up to where it can be sellable. And so, I'm seeing all these people. It's funny. I've even seen people who they've been agreeing with my posts and they don't have any online courses. And I'm sitting here like, how are you saying yes and you don't have any courses? People need to get on this. Where are your online courses at? That's what I'm trying to figure out. So today is dedicated to the following groups of people. People who want to sell their knowledge online, right? So in other words, you have actual gifts, talents, or knowledge that people can actually apply to their lives, whether it's their business, their career, their spiritual life, any really area that you believe that you can transfer for them knowledge, right? People are willing to pay for. And this is a multi-million-dollar industry. For real. We can look at master classes. We can look at Coursera. We can look at Udemy. We can look at, Brit & Co. We can look at Creative Live. These are online platforms where people are buying up course content. Not just that, we can look at online funnels like on Facebook where you see those ads and people are selling online courses like crazy. People want to learn. Now, the thing about it though is that if you don't take out the time to sit down and package your knowledge, months are going to go by when you could have been selling your knowledge, right? On top of that, selling your knowledge is a form of passive income. Right. So what that means is that you can make money, right, from packaging something once, selling it forever. And we talked about that in Course Genius. So if you didn't get Course Genius, you need to go buy that. That's an amazing training. And so in Course Genius, we talked about like how to actually begin to package it together. Right. But what I'm seeing with this, can you not hear I am she? Let me know if you cannot hear. Because I think hopefully my earpods are not my earpods are not connected. Let me know if you can't hear I am she, because I'll go live again just to make sure. So one of the things that I'm realizing is that, hey, Jackie, one of the things I'm realizing is that it's not just people wanting to package, but there's a fear because a lot of times there is a lack of knowledge around like, how do I begin to package my online courses? How do I get over procrastination? How do I get over like sitting myself down? So we're going to talk about all of those things today on how you can actually begin to get over this fear and really begin to package your brain. Okay. So here's what I want you guys to do. My biggest thing is that when I do these trainings, I believe that, my community, we're actually a community, right? So what I want you guys to do in the comments, especially here on Facebook and Instagram, I want you to introduce yourself to the community, right? You're going to see during many of my live streams, you're going to see similar faces, right? People coming on live at the same time. And so you want to connect with those people. So tell me in the comments, what is your area of expertise or what is your type of business? And this is important. And please don't tell me, for instance, I have a t-shirt business like that. I need something more than that. I need something that's like more along the lines of, I have a t-shirt company that focuses on promoting right? So tell me, what is your area of expertise? What's your passion? Because I want to know who I'm talking to in today's training, okay? So use the comment area, abuse the comment area, okay? Like take advantage of the comment area and tell me what your area of expertise is. You also don't know who may want to collaborate or partner with you or even use your services for something, okay? So we always make sure that we market ourselves no matter what kind of room we walk into, whether it's a virtual room or whether it is a physical room. So let's get this thing started. So here's Barbara Everett, guys. Barbara Everett is a part of our community. I've been rocking with Barbara for a while. She has been a faithful tribe member. And so Barbara, she says that I create notebooks, journals, journal templates and printables. And she also is learning on how and teaching people on how to create digital planners. Right, that's awesome. She also has some awesome tutorials on using Canva to create resources as well. Hey guys, how are you? So again, be sure to let me know, what is your area of expertise? What do you do? Because we're going to be talking today about 3 keys, okay, to get over procrastination and to begin to package your knowledge in a marketable way. So Nate says, hey Nate, Nate's also part of my tribe. Shout out to Nate. And his expertise is financial education and counseling. Awesome. And then we have Bree, guys. Bree is over here on Instagram, and Coach Bree says she's a transformational coach who loves helping women get moving in their goals, relationships, and self-development. Awesome. So his tools tools for his use. Says brand strategy. So her expertise is brand, her or his. I don't know if it's man or woman, but they're an expert, at brand strategy and graphic design that focuses on personal and business identity development. That's good. Okay, Kendra says, I am passionate about helping women, with word or speech to manifest their goals in their life with gratitude journaling. And she's really good. If you go to her YouTube channel, she has some really good content on manifestation and, creating that lifestyle for women that they really should be walking into. So Jocelyn says, I am a cosmetic and hair care brand. I create lip gloss and I make wigs. My brand is all about empowering Black women. Germany says, I'm a fertility coach that equips and empowers women and families to find joy in the journey to motherhood through faith-based tools, tips, and strategies. That is awesome. I'm loving these. Tiffany Nelson says, I personalize items from makeup bags to t-shirts. I'm also a nurse practitioner with 16 years of experience. I'm hearing some expertise over here, okay? Gina says, I'm Gina, and I'm a licensed mental health counselor, a Florida Supreme Court County mediator, and notary public. You know what? I need to promote. Listen. So Patricia, come on with this photo. Patricia look good, y'all. Patricia says, I'm a website designer and I build profitable websites. We have some experts here in the room. Sha says, hey, Sha. She says, my business is a faith-based lifestyle blog and brand that focuses on the power of prayer through prayer journals, printables, and very soon a prayer boot camp that I want to make into a course. Now you are talking. Sha, you talking. Okay. Tracy says, my name is Tracy and I was given God's strength because I overcame divorce, depression, a father that overcame drugs. So God has given me God's strength to sell mugs and t-shirts, hats, and to encourage the people, mostly women, to overcome. That is good. Death Rest, hopefully I'm saying this name right. Death Rest says, I'm a travel consultant and event planner. I mentor people how to start travel industry. I create manuals for the cleaning industry. What? We have so many, you know what? This is crazy. She's been in the cleaning industry for 25 years and would like to start a course. Yes. And Tracy also says a dementia caregiver. You know what? I'm just overwhelmed. So here's what I'm trying to prove to you guys. There is so much expertise here in this room. It is crazy, okay? Q says, I'm a brand strategist with a focus on collaborations, partnerships, and rebranding. I also have a t-shirt line that focuses on the fundamentals to apply to your brand. Jackie says, I'm a fashion, Jackie is good. Jackie says, I'm a fashion designer. I love helping women feel good. I realize when you look good, it boosts your confidence. Okay. Bible study with Victoria Caring says, I teach Christians how to study the Bible well using digital tools to study and share what they learn. Rocky Lane says, my expertise, I love using this now, I was so afraid, is equipping women and girls with the tools to rediscover their light. 20 plus years in the empowerment industry. I'm just shaking my head at this point. I'm shaking my head. I'm going to stop this on Instagram because Instagram seems like it's messing up. Hold on. This is crazy. I am in awe and I am in this just shows me on why what we're doing within our community is so essential. This is why for the genesisdorsey.com community, for which we now call the Leaders League, this is why it's so important, because what's happening is that there's so much knowledge that is a part of our community here, right? But it needs to be packaged. It needs to be marketed in a way where you're creating your product map. So here's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna actually have a real serious training today. I want you guys to be attentive if possible. I want you guys to be engaged. If you're here on Instagram, please let me know if the quality, I know, was kind of messing up. So let me know if it's working well for you guys. If you can hear me clearly, please let me know. If not, I will use my other device. So today we're talking about, I just want to, get back on key. So today we're talking about conquering the fear of packaging your genius with online courses. Right? Because there is a fear that I'm seeing with people is that a lot of times it's easier to sell a product, right? Slap something on a product, put it out there, great, right? And I posted this thought, right, yesterday, and it really rocked many of you guys to the core, and I'm glad it did, which is that you cannot hide behind product. Right. I've seen people, what they'll say is, this is what they'll say. Oh, I'm passionate about this. I'm just trying to figure out something to sell. Right. And in my head, I'm thinking, why are you trying to think of things? You are what is for sale, right? It's not like, oh, let me put my knowledge on a mug, on a hat. Merchandise, right? Unless your business is solely focused on a e-commerce based store, right? Why are you running that way, right? Unless that is act like, unless you're like, listen, I want to launch a t-shirt business, that's one thing. But what I'm seeing with a lot of people is that they're trying to find something to sell because you actually are afraid to sell yourself. You do not believe, and listen, if this hurts you, listen to me, I love you. But today I'm going to pull some things out of you in this training that's going to really prepare you for what's next. In Germany, there is actually, yes, in Product Map, I'm doing a Product Map training that's going to be coming out very soon. So it's going to be very exciting. But we are going to be doing the product training for those of you who have signed up for the launch, the course boot camp, because that is a part of that. So here's the thing I want you to understand, but we are going to talk about a little bit today, okay? People have a fear of their own genius. I don't care what anyone tells me. I've coached too many people to see it. Coach way too many people, and I've trained too many people, and there are thousands of you that are in my tribe. And whether you watch my lives, there's so many ways that people connect with me, right? There's a large portion of my community who don't even have social media, so they get my emails, right? And I get emails from those people as well, and they're telling me the same thing. They're like, Genesis, like, you've been talking about packaging your genius and selling your passion, all that kind of stuff, but I'm having a hard time. Here's what I'm also seeing: people would rather go live on platforms like social media than to sit their behinds down for 2 weeks and package that same voice in a course or a package, because they're also addicted to being free. They're addicted to, and not just addicted, but there is a fear that people will actually pay you for your knowledge. So what we do instead is we're like, I just gotta help the people, gotta impact the people. And you have thought that somehow impact is supposed to always be free. Right? Excuse me, guys. So for some reason, you have thought that impact is not supposed to come with investment. Right? And so you've trained yourself to have a fear first of packaging yourself, right? And putting yourself out there as the prize. And then there is a fear on the other side of, people will not invest because of this one thing. I want you to hear me. Because many times you're looking at packaging yourself to people who are really not your target customer, right? Your people who follow you, your friends, your family, people you know for years. And really those are not usually the people that are going to pay for your genius, because the people who are going to pay for your genius are all over the world. And this is why I posted this as a post on Instagram this morning, which is that there are people all over the world waiting for you to influence them and impact them. But it's not until you move from your past and what you've experienced through, whether it's like previous business ideas or plans that fail, that you're not going to get to where you need to be. So my goal today is to help you to remove the fear of your genius. And the second thing is I'm going to give you 3 strategies on how you're going to get over that fear and how you're going to begin to package your genius. Whether or not you take, launch the course with me, whether you buy a course genius, I don't care. My whole goal today is for you to come from behind this darkness thing and launch yourself. Okay. So today I'm talking to people. So I want to make sure that I'm talking to the right people today, okay? Because I may not be talking to you. So I gotta make sure I'm talking to the right person. So my whole goal for who this is for today is for people who are leaders, influencers, coaches, authors, consultants, people who have years of experience in some kind of field, right? And they are trying to figure out, how do I get it together, right? So, and I'm going to be sharing about Course Genius and launch the course at the end of this training, okay? So, but of course, if you want to just get started, you can go right here at this link, store.justdorsey.com, or if you're in watching on Instagram, you can go and click the link in my bio, and there's a banner that says, sell your genius, and you can get started from there. So, one of the things that I want to first start with, right? Because you're going to need your notebook today. Okay. So you're going to need your notebook, because I'm going to ask you some questions, and you don't have to answer all the questions today or like right during this live. When you get off the live, you have some work to do, because this weekend I'm giving you some homework, because you're going to get ready to launch your course. Okay. Listen, you're going to, whether it's a course, a program, a training, this weekend, you're going to get started. Okay. Now, if you're someone who's going to say, Genesis, I'm going to get started, can I just see a comment? Give me a comment, give me emoji, give me something that I'm making sure am I talking to people who are execution based? Because see, if you're someone who's going to watch this and then be like, oh, that was good. I was inspirational. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking, you're not who I'm talking to. But if you're someone who's like, you know what, I'm going to actually bet on me then I need to know if I'm talking to the right people. So drop a comment, an emoji. If you're gonna bet on yourself from this point forward, okay? If you're like, you know what, Genesis, I'm gonna take you seriously this time. You know, because I'm praying some of y'all do. Because some of y'all been playing with yourself. I mean, I'm being real. I mean, it's so much money out here in this world, and you are still stuck on where you live, your zip code, how much money you make, who you know. Man, bump that. Either we're gonna get this money or we're not. There's only two options. You know, there's no gray, you know, either you make money or you don't. I showed this morning, right? Because we're gonna make this money. Okay, my clients are gonna make this money. Okay, we're gonna make this money. And it's not about the money, but money is important because you will soon get very sad if you don't make no money. And I know I'm not being grammatically or politically correct. So what's some of my terminology, but I can care less. At this point, I don't care if I don't have all the T's and the cross and dots. We're going to get started, okay? So first of all, there are 3 keys. Before we go into any 3 keys, we're limiting this here. So here's the first thing I have to ask you, right? Which is, some of you guys have answered this, but at the top of your paper, and I'm going to show this as banners on Facebook and YouTube. If you're watching on Instagram, you're just gonna have to just listen along. The replay will be on my YouTube channel, okay? If you want to get all the, you know, the banner effects and all the special effects. But if you're on Instagram, you just listen and learn, okay? The first thing that you're going to ask is, what is your, and I'm gonna type this in the thing, what is your expertise? This is the first thing that we start with, okay? What is your area of expertise? You cannot have 15 different areas. You can have 50, 100. Some of you, that's why people are confused. What is your area of expertise? Okay. You got to pick a niche. You got to pick a focus. You cannot say it's this, that, that. You cannot be a relationship coach one day or relationship expert, and then the next thing you're talking about finances. Okay. You got to pick a focus. And this is usually the fear because, listen to me now, most people fear being focused because they feel as if they will miss out if they don't, oh, well, I'm going to miss on money because I'm not covering this area. And I'm going to miss on money because I'm not covering this area. The more you focus, the more money will come to you. I promise you that. This is why, too, see, the reason why I'm teaching it this way is because wealth is built through focus. If you look at how most corporations or most millionaires and billionaires have built their finances, it's because they built one company at a time, scaled that bad boy to like a high level, and then decided to want to go on and do these other things, right? But it's funny because a lot of times when we are, you're not a millionaire, you're thinking you have to do all these hustles and do different kind of things. And that's not true. So we want to start with your focus. So you want to start with your focus, right? So what is going to be your area of expertise? Just in that, you're going to stay in that zone. You're not going to go out of that zone. We talked about this in our last training of Packaging Your Genius, which is on my YouTube channel, which you probably need to watch. We talked about the circle. Does anyone remember when we talked about that with the last live? We talked about that circle and how you're supposed to stay in your circle. Does anybody remember that? We said that there's this circle that you're supposed to stay in, and you don't go out of that circle. Or you don't go out of that circle, okay? You're gonna stay. I want you for the next for the rest of the year, pick a circle. Because what's gonna happen is this, right? People are going to begin to know you by the circle, right? And that helps to build up an authority that then commands finances, okay? So if you want people to begin writing you big checks, well, you gotta have a focus. Because otherwise you're going to be known as the scattered hustler, and people don't pay hustlers that much. They pay the people at the top that much. They don't pay you that much, right? So you need to pick a focus. Okay. Now, one of the things I'm going to tell you though is you don't have to be so niche, but like for instance, I'm the platform coach, right? So my whole niche, my circle, this is my circle, is that I teach leaders and experts how to package their genius through active and passive income products. Now that has some subgroups in there, right? That allows me to teach different courses and trainings. But at the end of the day, I'm not the business coach that teaches you about your finances or teaches you about like setting up as in corporations. I'm not the one that's going to teach you about like accounting. I'm not going to be the one to teach you about like business structures. And that's not me. I'm not the one that's going to teach you about branding. I'm not the one that's going to teach you about personal branding. I'm not going to be the one that teach you about graphic design. I am the one that teaches about that. Now on Print School, because I have a separate company called Print School, I'm the print coach. So then I teach people about how to launch their planner or journal business, right? But those are two separate companies and brands. Okay. So, but the reason why I was able to do that is because I built this one up, right? So if you haven't built the first one up, you can't go out here for a second. Right, so I put years and time into this one. It's justdress.com that allowed me to now do Print School, right? So that's why you want to build one at a time. So until you have a 6-figure business out of one, you don't need to do another one. So I built this one into a 6-figure business, so now I can do Print School. Got it? Okay. But until your first baby is, if they're not walking yet, if they're not in adulthood yet, you don't need to go into the second one. So we need to build one business, and this is why I shared this in my previous training, which is that this is why I want you to get over your fear of missing out, is because you're going to build multiple streams within one business. How many of you want to do that? So you having all these multiple different hustles and businesses and ideas. How many of you want to build one business that has multiple streams within it? Anybody else want to do that? Anybody else want to do that? I know for me, that's what I've done. And it has been such a blessing because I don't have to run rampant. Okay. And so Germany, that covers that. So Germany says, right, her niche is currently a dilemma. Although her pursuit is fertility coaching, I believe this can also include miscarriage, infant loss, motherhood after fertility loss. It does. So that's the thing. You as a fertility coach, you can have sub groupings underneath that. And guess what? That opens up then multiple streams within one business, right? The goal is not to have multiple businesses that are like infancy stages, right? The goal is to have one business and then we have sub things underneath that. Perfect example is that my business, justdress.com, we focus on, again, that niche, my circle, which is helping leaders and experts package their genius into passive and income products. But then underneath that, I have coaching, consulting, online courses, books and workbooks. So those have created multiple streams. So I have money coming in through coaching products. I have money coming in through consulting. I have money coming in through my passive income, which are my books, my workbooks, courses. I have money coming in through speaking engagements and workshops. So instead of me trying to have like a business here, a business there, a business there, I have one brand that has created streams. You got that? So see, the goal is not to make multiple, but is this, and this is how you don't have a fear of missing out. See, I don't have to fear about me missing out because what I've done instead was, instead of me going out, I'm going in. And I'm like, well, I don't want to miss money here. So I have books and workbooks. I don't want to miss money here. So I have courses and online trainings. I don't want to miss money here. So I have coaching programs. I don't want to miss money here. So I have recurring memberships, which is something that I'm about to restart back up. So that's how I'm not going to miss out. So I'm not going to be like the world or like other people. They're like running rampant. My streams are within. Now that is how we do it. So the question becomes this. Here's the second question. What was the first question? The first question is, what is your area of expertise? That's going to create the circle, right? That's going to create the circle. Okay. The second question is, what are your streams? Okay. So what was my first question? What's the first thing you have to know? What's the first thing? Who's taking their notes? Who's taking their notes, right? Who's kicking button, taking names? Okay. So the first question, what's the first question? What's the first thing you need to make sure you are going to do for your homework? Okay. And you need to make sure that this niche is large enough to collect a minimum of 6 figures, small enough though, to make sure that you don't sound like anybody else. So Coach Bree said it. What is your area of expertise? That's the first question. Now, what's the second question? What is the second question? Once I know what my area of expertise is, I move down into what's my next step. What is my next step? You guys are doing good. I got a good class today. Okay. So what is your circle? Is your niche? Okay. So that's the first one, right? But what's the second one? I asked the second one. It's something dealing with water, streams. There you go. There you go. I am she. So the first one is, what's your area of expertise? And your area of expertise is your circle. Okay. That is your circle. That is your niche. Okay. The second question then is, what are your streams? So once I know what and who I am, I now move down into what are my streams? Right? What are my streams? And I'm going to get to a lot of these questions. So if you have questions, put them in the comments. If you're on Instagram, it's going to be kind of hard. So save your comments because sometimes it doesn't show all the comments. But if you're on YouTube and Facebook, you can. So now we're going into what are my streams. So you first start, this is very important. People ask me, Genesis, how do I establish which stream comes first? Okay. So you have two streams, okay? We first start with two streams. The streams are active and passive. Then we're gonna break those down, okay? So now we go active and passive, okay? Active income are like consulting, coaching. I did a training on this, right? On YouTube channel, right? Where you talk about active and passive income. So active, right? You can build a map. Here's my area of expertise. Okay, we got a line, then we break it apart into active and passive, right? So like this. Active side is going to be consulting, coaching, okay? Passive side are like courses, books, workbooks, all that kind of stuff. Active, speaking engagements, that kind of stuff, right? So we have we have to break it down this way, because one way is going to be your physical energy being used. The second one's going to be passive energy, where I put in a minimum, but it generates for me ongoing, right? So we're going to break it down that way. What you have to know before we break down active and passive and what those specifically will be, you have to figure out for yourself. This is very, very important. People talk about this all the time, right? But you have to know yourself. Self-awareness is key, because we're about to break this down, but self-awareness is key. You got to know yourself. And when I say know yourself, I mean know what are the things that you like to do, what things you don't like to do in your business, right? Are you an early riser? Are you someone who wakes up whenever? All right. Are you someone who likes to teach, or you hate teaching? Because some things we're going to need to identify before we break down the active and passive. Because some things you may not need to do because you're not good at it, and some things you really need to do because you're really good at it. Okay, so you need to know yourself, because as we break down these two streams, you may not be the best coach, so you don't need to do coaching, right? You may need to do consulting, because consulting is I get in, I give you what you need, and I'm out, right? Some people, you're not good at like sticking with people for like 3-4 months, you know what I mean? Because you get tired of people. You got to know yourself. So maybe for you, it's not coaching. Maybe you are a consultant. Okay, you deliver, you look at people's problems, you assess the situation, you give them solutions, you may do some check-in calls with them, or on site, right? And then you're done. Okay. And then for some of you, you may not need to do live trainings, right? Because maybe you're not the best person at organizing your thoughts during a live stream, because sometimes you overtalk. So maybe you need to do pre-recorded trainings, right? Where you have really fleshed out this outline, you show up on the camera, you pre-record, and then bam, you're done. You have to know yourself. You really do got to know yourself. If you are an over-giver and an over-talker, you need to probably do pre-recorded courses or classes. You may give out your entire program in one conversation. You got to know yourself. You got to know yourself, right? For some of you, you're not the best talker. Some of you may be someone that's like, you have to know if you're introvert, extrovert, right? Some of you thrive off of lives. Like, you like to feel people. Some of you like to feel people. That can be a red flag, because what that means is that too, you're a person that may not want to get still, because you just don't want to be live all the time. Oh my God, you just love to be live. You want to be live every day. But that may be one of the reasons why you never do courses, because of the fact that you don't like to get still. You got to know yourself. You may say, I may need to limit myself to only doing like one live a week, because I really need to get these online courses done. You need to know yourself. You got it? So the first question is going to be, what's your area of expertise? The second question is going to be, what are your streams? And you're going to break those down. But in that, you need to add like a little sub question, which is, who am I? Because that will help you to know where to start first. And you need to pick one area at a time to do. All right. So like, for instance, let's do like, okay, you may say, you know what, for the next quarter, next 3 months, I'm going to flesh out my active income and make sure that I have a website that has my information, so that I have my consulting, services and packaging. If you do coaching, your coaching programs, which is why we're doing coaching is next week, because I'm gonna help you map those things out, right? You may say, you know what, I'm also gonna offer speaking. So that means that you need to get your speaker page together, your speaker kit, you have to get your speaking topics together, right? That's that active income, right? And remember that your speaking topics are based on what? your circle, your niche, your area of expertise. So you don't want to have all these different random speaking topics. Everything comes back at the top at that circle. Then we come out on the passive income side. And now I want to answer some questions that some of you have that's a perfect intro to courses and classes. So someone asked, S. Robinson asked, how can one create an effective online course? Ebook, I feel, is a start. Your thoughts. So we're about to talk about some passive income real quick because this is the other area. Defris also says, can you niche, discover and dominate for women, stream coach, teaching courses, planner? I'm not sure I'm understanding the question right. Okay, got it. So could this apply to event decor such as event planning, decorate? Yes, it applies. So here's my thing, right? Your service, this is so big. Oh God, it's so good. What I have found is that many people have skills, but they may not be good teachers. But if you can teach what you know, there is money in that. And in my opinion, right, sometimes it can be the simplest of things. Like, for instance, if you have been at Macy's for 30 years or 20 years or 15 years, and you've worked a makeup counter, and let's say you've been great at sales, you worked your way up, you're amazing. Do you know you have 15 years of sales experience where you can teach? Like, I want you to think of how this packages, right? Let's say you spent 15 years working at a counter or whatever, and you have spent years collecting great sales awareness and sales knowledge on how to navigate, approaching people, working with people, helping to close a sale. That is sales experience. I know someone who spent years, in the automotive industry. And I'm actually working with him to package his knowledge because he has those skill sets in those fields, not just from a sales perspective, but from a leadership perspective. So any type of knowledge that you have, as long as you're an expert in it, this is important. As long as you're an expert, you gotta be an expert in it. You gotta know your stuff. And you can teach people something. That is expertise. And that's a great way to have the active side and then the passive side. So like, for instance, you could be an event decorator right now. This is perfect, especially in this climate. If you're not doing events right now, guess who you could be making money from right now? People who want to learn how to do events. Because right now, you may not be doing physical events, but there are people in the industry or people who may want to learn how to make money in that field. Or they could be moms who want to know how to do event decor for upcoming parties or, for Christmas parties, all that kind of stuff. So this creates a stream of income where not only are you selling your knowledge, but here's the thing, you're establishing yourself as an expert. There are people who through your service space, you know that they're experts, right? I mean, you can tell by their work. But then when you begin to package yourself as an authority figure, now people also see you as someone who they can learn from in the industry. So it creates kind of a double effect of authority. So I'm establishing authority through what I do, but I'm also establishing authority through what I teach. Do y'all get how dope that is? And that's what I've done. So I've established authority through my services as a coach, a consultant. People have seen my knowledge, but now I'm also establishing my authority through my voice, through my knowledge. You're hearing me teach you and you're taking this in and you're saying oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, like that. And so then when I'm selling my classes and my courses, it's helping people to also learn, but it's also, guess what? Oh, Jess is coaching me. Yeah, I took one of her classes. It was great. Oh my God, I learned this. I was able to execute this. I launched my course, launched my class. Bam. And now what's happening is that my authority is now getting established past one person. Now people are talking about it. I took this course from so-and-so and she taught me how to do. Got it? So that's where we're at today. Okay. So again, we want to be in a place where we're packaging that knowledge. So that's how we start. We start to package your knowledge through this map. You have your active income packaging, you have your passive income packaging. Got it? So one of the other reasons why people have fear within packaging their knowledge, again, is it goes back to this. You don't want to get still. You need to get still. So for the next 2 weeks, you're going to get still and you're going to knock out packaging your knowledge and your genius. Okay. Now let's get into these 3 keys. It's going to help us. Actually, before I go into these 3 keys, let me go back and talk about these passive income products because I want to answer this question. This is a really good question, which is how does one create an online effective course? Ebook, I feel, is a start. Let's talk about this, books versus online courses. I believe that every expert should have a book, period. You know why? Because it's physical products. And you always want to have physical product, always. Always, always, always. And you should always, every expert should have at least one book because it helps to establish, it's just how it works from a branding perspective, it just establishes you as a expert. It just does. I mean, it really does. Especially one that wants to reach a mass amount of people at a low price product. Books are a low price product, so anyone can get it. So it creates a great first step for people. Right? Some of you are addicted to ebooks because you don't want to write a real book. Oh, did I just say that? Oh my gosh. Sometimes I gotta train my mouth. I'm working on it. But sometimes you just gotta say the truth. You gotta just say the truth. You just gotta shame folk, okay? Because some of y'all have written like 30 ebooks. Where's the real book at? I'm still waiting on the real book. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. But how do you have time to write all these ebooks and all these free resources and you don't have time to write a book? Is my Apple Watch broken? Is it broken? Because I think it's working. I think it's working. I'm just gonna show y'all. It's working. There's my mom and me. Okay, it's working. You don't want to get still. See, you think that this is I gotta teach you like this because you want everyone, how to package my jeans. Listen to me. Let's first start here, okay? Just because you're producing, no. Reverse. Just because you're creating does not mean that you're producing. Okay, so just because, I put in this work, I've been creating all these workbooks, I've been creating all this stuff, all this free stuff that people, they don't want that stuff. It's like little trinkets you just drop in here's something for free. You want something free? You want a free set? You want free? Get it, write a book, a real book, not a book that just came to you. Write a book that establishes your expertise. Write a book that tells people what the skill is that you have, and then teach them something. If you want to really make this money, teach people something in a format that they can take serious. Because if you keep on dropping these ebooks, no one's going to take you seriously. Okay, so you need to sit down and write your expertise, package it in a book, please. That was for me. That's what I had to do. I don't think I even have Boss Splitter. It's not here. I don't even have the S word. It's not here. The thing's in the car. It took me forever, but I finally did it. I finally wrote Boss Splitter. It's like 2017, I wrote it. And that was the best thing I could have done because all these years I was writing ebooks, publishing free stuff. And at the end of the day, people wanted to learn from me and I was playing myself. Listen to me closely. I was playing myself because I didn't take my genius seriously. And finally, I set my behind down and I wrote Boss Builder. And it's like a workbook / like a book. It has tons of knowledge, but it's Boss Builder. Teaches people how to build their tribe in 30 days. Okay. I got that done. Then I wrote Faith in Glass. Now this is actually the first book I wrote. This week. Oh, and so let me tell you something. This is going to help some of y'all. This is actually the first book I published, which is Faith in Glass Slippers. But do you know I was still playing myself? This is actually the best spiritual book, in my opinion, for women that I've ever written. But I was still playing myself because at the end of the day, yes, I'm someone who teaches God's word. But at the end of the day, my genius was not being packaged because I actually was not a ministry brand. Some of you guys need to hear this. Please hear me. I'm breaking down some walls. I know I am. Because even though, yes, I teach God's word, that was not my niche. My niche is my genius, which is teaching people how to build their platforms, build their communities. And I was playing with myself. So I wrote this, I think, in like 2016. Meanwhile, in the crevices of my imagination, I needed to write Boss Builder because that was actually going to establish myself as the expert that I was building my platform for. So some of you are running because yes, these are great books. Yes, this is a great book. Yes, now it's selling like hotcakes. But the reason why now it's selling like hotcakes is because I finally established myself as an expertise. So now people are buying the other things that I've created, which includes this book. You need to start there. From there though, because maybe let's say, it's going to take you faster to do a course in a book, right? But you still got to write a book. The second thing that you need to do is the course, because why? I teach this all the time. You guys should know this. Courses have a higher value point than a book. If I taught Faith in Glass Slippers as a course, it would be able to actually sell higher than the book itself, which is kind of sad, but that's just how it works, because that's how we view trainings and learning. Right? So that means that you have to have a course, because a course is a passive income product. So is a book, but courses, it's a little bit better because think about this. Every single time, unless it's an ebook, okay, unless it's an ebook. And some of you guys are addicted to ebooks, but we're not going to talk about that. But anyway, and an ebook is more than the 5 pages that you wrote in it. But anyway, let me just keep on going. I'm being triggered. So this is great. And the reason why you need physical product is because you need to become a speaker. I guess I'm just going to knock down all these walls, huh? I don't get how some of you guys want to be experts and well-known, but you don't want to get on stages and speak. The moment that you consider yourself an authority figure, you are a speaker automatically. I'm going to say this again, just in case no one wants to, in case some of you guys want to hide. The moment you tell me that you are an expert, you have now automatically become a speaker. Are there any questions? So when you go out and speak, you need to have product. So that's why for some of you, doors have not opened at a greater level for you to speak because you're not ready yet, because you have not taken your genius seriously. So why would any doors open for you if you have not taken your genius seriously? Because when you get on those stages and people are crowding those tables and you don't have a product on the table, I get it. You want to have a t-shirt. You want to have a little pouch with your name on. Who wants that? I mean, I get it. It's cute. I got it. I mean, it's nice to have merchandise. But at the end of the day, you need your authority package. And if you keep on playing with yourself, listen to my words, please, okay? It's not going to happen. I don't care how many confessions you write. I don't care how many affirmations. I don't care what you want to manifest. You need to take your brain seriously. If you are that much of a genius, why are you playing with yourself? Why would you buy books and courses from everybody else? You bought courses, workbooks, books, ebooks, everything under the sun, and here you are, just as bright and smart as these other people are, but you're scared. Make a move. Time to make a move. You ready to make a move? Okay, great. So now we know that you need a book. Okay, you need to package your genius. Okay, it doesn't have to be super long, but it needs to be long enough to where people take it seriously and don't feel like they're getting ripped off because you said it was a book, but it's only 15 pages. Okay, then we're going to know that we need to move to an online course. So now let's talk about online courses. Well, the online course, right? Your first online course needs to be a generic course that the majority of your tribe can take. So if I'm an expert on packaging your genius as active and income products, right? Then for me, I have several trainings. But my trainings are general based. So it's not like I'm doing a course on like for just entrepreneurs, right? My course is for my generic leader, entrepreneur, expert, everyone in my tribe can take this course. So don't have your first course be something that's so specific that only a portion of like 15% of your tribe can take. So your first course needs to cover something generic enough that everyone can eat, right? But it needs to be a surface course. In other words, it needs to be a course that, doesn't go super deep, but scratches, it basically begins to scratch the surface of what you say your expertise is. So like, for instance, I decided to revamp my entire product map, completely revamp my entire product map because my product map is based upon active and passive income products, right? So with my product map, for instance, okay, is that your product map is going to be starting from a book that everyone can read, that covers your entire base, right? And really a great first book is going to be something that explains how to achieve something in the starter steps. That's why Boss Builder is all about how to build your tribe in 30 days. It's a great generic kind of workbook, right? That helps people of any type of business, ministry, or church begin to build their tribe. It's generic enough that everyone can eat from the table. Then from there, I then go into super niche products. So you never start with super niche products, right? You are a niche. You first start with generic, everyone can eat from the table kind of products, right? But you don't need a ton. With your product map, your first product map should be simple, because if you cannot run that product map for at least 2 to 3 years straight, and if you feel like, I need to create a new product, every 3 months, stop running, please. Let's get focused. So you need one book, okay? Run that book for a couple of years. Boss Builders from 2017, y'all. I'm not writing a book every 3 months. You don't see the experts doing that. And if they are like, for instance, like the bigger one, that's because they have ghostwriters, and they're also doing tons of teaching, like Joel Osteen. That's the reason why Joyce Meyer can write a book every 3 months, because she has a ghostwriter. It takes all of her teachings and puts them into books, right? But she's not dropping one though every 2 months though. only these online gurus and no-gurus are, okay? So you need to have a book that solidifies your expertise, a course that teaches, that packages like the beginner lessons that everyone should learn. And then from there, you can go into the super niche. Do you guys get that? Please tell me please tell me. Do you get it? You got it. You got to get it, right? So from there, those are great 2 products to run with. 1 course, 1 book. You can create some other niche ones, but do not go past 5. Everyone tell me, what's your limit? What's the number I just said? How many max products can you have on your first go round? Please, I want to make sure I hear this number. Do not tell me 10. Don't tell me 20. Don't tell me 30. Do not tell me 2. Do not tell me 1. What's the number that I just told you? What's your cap? What's your cap? 5. 5. Because you don't need to create 10 products. You need 5. 5. Because here's my thing. If you can't sell from 5, you don't need to create more. Many people think that it's the quantity that's the issue. No, it's the quality. If you can't market and sell 5 products, you don't need 20, you don't need 10. So now let's fill up the product map. Let's fill up our product map. We're going to have 1 book. We're going to have 1 course. Okay. Now, what do we have left? From that point, we got 3 products that we have left. Okay. So here's what we can do. Here's what we're going to do. You then, from those 2 products, listen to me, you can either have some other niche products, right? Or why don't you push 2 active products? Yeah, Bodrick's always kind of. So you can do, for instance, a coaching program or a consulting service, right? Right? You can also offer, so that's like 2. Then maybe from there, I'll do 1 other course. Or maybe I do a passive program. So it's an online program. So that's 5 products, active and passive. Active and passive. Speaking, that's not really a product. It's like it's an active product, but it's not, you all know, it's not like, a one-time thing. So this gives me 5 things to push for the whole year. This is big. This is big. Some of you guys can't push something for a whole year because you're scared. I need to have more product. Look, why? Why do you need more product? I don't get it. I don't know. Why do you need more? I'm so confused on why you need more. No, you have a book to sell for the whole year. You have a course, a starter course sell for everyone for the whole year. Now, those are the 2 solidified products, passive income. From there, you can add on active income products, just a few services, right? And then you have maybe an additional course. You can have some trainings, like some additional trainings, but remember, start off with 5. It's a good starting number. Good starting number is 5, okay? So right there, that is a great way to get over this hump that you have, okay, of getting started, right? I mean, it's really this simple. It's people who make things complicated. Bobby Brown said in what magazine was it? Because I have it here, I think. Oh, maybe I don't. It's somewhere. But Bobby Brown said in an interview, oh, yes, I do. Hold on. I think it's this one. This entrepreneur. It's from a couple months ago. Bobby Brown, I want to read this to you because this is so powerful. This is Bobby Brown. And Bobby Brown was being interviewed. Bobby Brown, we know, is the makeup expert who launched Bobby Brown Cosmetics, and she ended up selling the company, and now she has started these other companies' podcasts. And she said this quote, and I was just in shock and awe about money, right? She was talking about making money, right? And I gotta pull it up. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull it up here. Okay, here we go. So she said, they asked her, you've said that if you wrote a business book, you call it Duh, right? And do you feel like at its heart, business is actually quite simple? Guess what she said? This is what she said. Yes, I find people waste time, energy, and money on things that don't matter. Well, I think that covers everything right there. I think we're going to wrap up today's stream. Because see, that's the thing. She said business is actually quite simple. It's just that people waste time, energy, and money on things that don't matter. So we have here a book, a starter course, and then you have 3 spots to fill. So Jeray, that's the thing. You can fill the other 3 with either active services like a consulting service, a actual service base, which is active income, a service base, set a stream of your business, right? And then you can maybe do another course. But I'm giving you 5 slots. But of those 5, 2 of them must be a book and a course, because that can help you with the passive income side. Okay. So this is why I want you to begin to really take your genius seriously. But at the end of the day, it's you got to ask yourself this question: where are you wasting your time, energy, and money? When you want to sell your genius, you got to start taking your brain seriously. You got to sit down and really ask yourself, what am I really good at? Okay. In the platform playbook that is a part of my free offering to you guys, right? You guys know when you join my email list, you get the platform playbook, right? And in the platform playbook, I talk about something that I believe is really important. I talk about the fact that you are bringing influence and impact, okay? I want to ask you a question, and I want you to take it very seriously. It's not a joke, it's a real question, okay? If you're so much of a genius, why don't you want people to learn from you? Like, if you really believe that you have something to teach people, what's going on internally with you? Because something's off. Something is off. I don't know what it is, but something's off. You have to figure out what that is. You have to figure out why you are not taking yourself seriously to the point that you're going to package it. And when I say package it, what I really mean is you're presenting yourself as a platform of authority. You are an authority figure of a certain expertise, right? And of that expertise, you are on a mission to equip people with the knowledge in your brain. And you package it in a way that's in meals, right? So I'm not going to just regurgitate it all out, right? But I have a book that teaches you, I have a course that teaches you, I have a consulting company within this company that will help to do it for you. Or maybe you have a service-based part of your business. Some of you guys are already service-based people, so you're already providing a service right now, right? But you need to add some passive income streams so that if the active ever has some like low points, right, you can push out from a passive income side, right? You have to figure out too where the low self-esteem points are, because that's why you have to know yourself. You have to know what is triggering this fear. And a lot of times it's low self-esteem. It really is. Maybe there's no one in your family that has ever actually presented themselves as an authority figure in a marketplace, right? Everyone is, is just, who there is, but to actually present yourself as like, the next so-and-so, who is a speaker and an expert and authority figure. Some of you would rather call yourselves coaches because you don't want to actually see yourself as an expert. Did I just say, Genesis, you got to start, I got to work on my mouth. I got to work on my mouth. That's why there's been a rise of coaches. Because people don't want to use the word expert because you actually don't believe it. So you'd rather just call yourself coach. It's a cute name. It's a cute name. Coach is a cute name. I don't actually really, that's why I took coach off. I'm still your coach, but at the end of the day, coach is not my end title. I'm an expert. But coaching is one of the formats that I provide my expertise in. But don't you dare call me a coach as my end title. I wish you would. I'm an expert that does coaching. But coaching is a cute way to stay hidden behind your actual expertise. So no, you're not a coach. You are an expert that provides coaching services. Coaching is cute. It's real cute. I think it's actually really powerful. I have coaching programs. I have coaching clients. But I'm an expert. That's why they allow me to coach them. Hear me out. Hear me out. You're not just a baker. You're not just a cook. You're not just, a fashion designer. You're not just a person who owns a landscape company, okay? You're not just someone who is an author. People love to hide behind the terms of authors. You're an expert. I'm trying to figure out why we're hiding. So you're hiding behind products. You're hiding behind services. At the end of the day, who are you? You are an expert. Some of you are hiding behind your fear of your low self-esteem. Some of you don't like the way that you look. You don't like your weight. You don't like your shape. You don't like how you look. So you hide. because it's for you. It seems easier to hide than to actually say, I am it. I'm the one who can teach you how to do blah, blah, blah. All right. So you hide. But guess what? When you hide, so does your money. When you hide, so does your impact. When you hide, so does your influence and the legacy that you're looking to build. So you're out here trying to find legacy, trying to find influence, trying to find followers. I want people to follow me. No. If you would just take your place, they'd follow you. If you actually would just begin to open up yourself past where you live, your zip code and all that, they would follow you. It's just that you never taken yourself seriously. You joke all the time. You meme all the time, right? And so, you use that as a hiding mechanism because at the end of the day, you're actually very much of a genius. But you like to hide. We got to stop the hiding, okay? So to answer your question, how do I package my gratitude expertise? You start with what we talked about. You use the product map, the very simple product map that we talked about today, right? So if you are a gratitude expert, we have to do what? You have to have a book on gratitude. We know right now that I'm working with you because we're producing one of your products right now that isn't a book, but it is a product, right? And so that can go within one of the 5 things that we're doing, right? But you have to do a book on gratitude as an authority figure, not some little cutesy encouragement thing. Give people some strategy. Encouragement is great, but give people something to really walk away from. Okay, so then that'll be a book. You need to do a course. Okay, a course, right? To teach people something, have them walk away with something. Okay. And then guess what? We have 3 other things. So then you can do coaching or consulting. For you, probably coaching under that sphere. And then you need to. You're automatically a speaker, but we don't really consider that as like the product thing because you can do that whenever. But we have a book. You gotta have a course. We have your 3rd product, which we're developing right now. So you got 2 slots left. So you can either do like 2 additional courses or trainings or books or workbooks, up to you, okay? But don't hide, okay? Remember what I just said. We're about to go into the 3 keys. We're almost done. We're about to go into 3 keys. But I know this is like kind of long, but I promise you, like, there's a purpose for this, so stick with me. Remember what I said is that every single expert is automatically a speaker. So hope some of you guys heard that because some of you guys have a fear of speaking because you have the fear of your expertise. But anyway, that's another conversation. So let's discuss our 3 points. Now that we've established your simple product map, now that we know who you are and your area of expertise, let us now talk about the 3 keys. Okay, so if you were taking notes, I want you guys to give me, what is the first question you need to ask yourself? We're about to dive, we're almost done. We got about 15, 20 minutes left. So we're about to go into these 3 keys. What's the first question you need to ask yourself? What's the first question that I started with? Let me see. Yes, you will be able to rewatch this. It will be up on the YouTube channel and it will be here on my Facebook page. What is the first question you have to ask yourself? At YouTube and Facebook, yeah. The YouTube is where I keep most of my training. So Shalise said it. Shalise, there you go, on YouTube. There you go. First question is, what is your area of expertise? What is your expertise? And we talked about your niche, right? So I am she, your niche. What else did we call it? What's this? What else did we call it? What else did we call it? What is this? I know this doesn't really look like it. But we call it, what do you call it? What am I trying to form with my fingers? Right? It's a shape, right? So yeah, so it's your circle, right? We talked about how you have to have your circle and you have to stay in that circle, right? So don't go out. You're not missing anything. Stay in that circle. What's the second question I asked you? I said, first, what is your expertise? What's the second thing I asked you? Let's see who's really paying attention. After your circle, what's the second thing? You guys know really good. Yes, circle. Yes. What's the second question? After you know what, there you go, Paige. What are our streams? I got a good class on the day. Listen, if I can help you all in all my classes, okay, we be good. Okay, Coach Bree. Okay, y'all. What are your streams? What are your streams of income? Now, we break down those streams into what 2 groups? Y'all, man, listen. I'm about to cry. I'm about to cry. What are our 2 breakdowns? Streams of income go into 2 groups. What are those 2 groups? See, once I know you all got this, I know y'all will execute. That's why I'm gonna have to ask these questions. There you go, Shalise. Active and passive. Okay, active and passive. Okay, what is active income and what is passive income? Someone, guys, break down the comments. What is active income and what's passive income? from this business model perspective with the product map that we built today. So we have a product map that breaks down into active and passive, right? Once you know your niche, break that down. What is active and what's passive? And you can just say this in your own words. I'm not asking for that because I didn't really give like an exact, I mean, I did give, but I'm asking for an exact one. There you go. Good, good, good. I'm seeing definitions come in. Good, good, good. Good, yes. There. Oh, this is so, I'm about to cry. I'm about to cry. I'm about to cry. Okay, yep. Yep, you guys are doing good. Let's pass them. Okay, there we go. Okay. How many products? I'm gonna phrase it like this. How many total offerings? That's a better way to phrase it. How many total offerings am I asking you to cap at to first start off with? Not to hold you back, but how many am I asking you to execute with first? This is a total of your active and passive income offerings. How many am I asking you to start off with? What was the number? 5. There we go. 5. And out of those 5, what are the 2 that you must have as an authority figure in 2020, 2021, 2022? What are the 2 that you must have? Good, good, good. Hey. So the 2 that you must have, what are the 2 that we must have? 1 book, 1 course. If you establish yourself as an authority figure, right? And remember what we're talking about is, if I want to build a 6-figure business with my mind, with my genius, selling the knowledge that I have up top, right? I then have to create a business model that generates active and passive income, right? Active income is that I'm showing up for, right? I have to physically be present in order for that transaction, right? So consulting, speaking, or providing a service have to be present. The flip side is that I want to make money without me being present. So like, for instance, when I wake up, which I'm so excited about, right? I'm so excited about. So like, for instance, with my bookstore, right? I told myself that this year I want to make $60,000 from just my bookstore. This does not count anything else, just my bookstore, which means I need to generate a minimum of $5,000 per month. Well, guess where we're at? And it's only what? March 21, March 22nd, March 21st. I only have 10 days left. So I'm at $4,563.84. Your girl doing good so far. I'm doing good. But guess what happens though? I have to make that every month, right? So in order to do that, you have to, I'm trying to get this for you guys to understand. I'm trying to hope that you can understand this, okay? In order for you to make what you want to make, you got to take yourself seriously, because when you don't take yourself seriously, people are not going to take you seriously. Okay. So for me, if I want to hit that cap of just my bookstore alone, right? It started with me doing Boss Builder. Let's tell the story. Okay. Not this, because this was cute. This is my very first book. Right. This was cute. My very first book. But this did not help in the path of establishing. It's when I did Boss Builder. And then after I did Boss Builder, I started doing these courses. And after I did the courses, I started doing the S word. And then I came out with other workbooks and courses that begin to establish that path, so that when I wake up in the morning, I'm not just saying, oh, I have to physically show up to make money. I can wake up and these deposits that are coming in are from things that I wrote once. I wrote S-Word once. I wrote Boss Builder once. I did these trainings once, right? I have upcoming trainings that are live trainings, but I show up once. And I talk about this in Course Genius. So if you want to learn more, we'll talk about these offerings that I want to share with you guys with. But like, this is all about taking yourself seriously. I want you to no longer play with yourself. So what was the one thing I asked you? I did ask you, what's the question you have to ask about yourself? Because we talked about when it comes to knowing your active and income products, you have to know something. What do you have to know Who do you have to know? Because maybe you're not a consultant, maybe you're a coach, maybe you're not a coach, maybe you're a consultant. Maybe you need to focus on sitting yourself down doing training. So I asked you, what was the thing you have to actually like ask about? I'm not trying to like share what I said, but I asked you to ask something. Yes, there we go. Who am I? Who are you? Because you have self-awareness is key, especially in product development, because they're going to be, you have your tribe, right? And they're going to want things from you, but you have to know the best way to package yourself to give them what they want, right? Because you have to know what you're best at. Because if you're not good at one thing, maybe that's not what you need to focus on. Maybe you need to focus on something else, right? So it's all about knowing yourself so that you can create the best products based upon what they need to learn, right? Okay, so let's talk about the 3 keys so we can wrap up. Okay, there are 3 keys that I want to talk about. This is kind of like a little bit kind of like the second half. I know this is like a really in-depth training. It's kind of a surprise. I know I wasn't planning on doing this early in the day, or honestly just today, but I want to get this out here because we're coming into honestly the next quarter. We're about to go into quarter 2. So we need to really get on this. So here we go. The 3 keys. Write down these 3 P's for me. Can you guys do that? Write down these 3 P's. Can you also repeat them to me in the comments just so I can know that you've got this? The 3 P's are path, people, and product. It's a little bit different than what I normally teach on, which is platform, but I'm doing this strategically for today. Platform, people, and product. Just write down those 3 P's for me. Can you? Path, people, and product. Can you type those into the comments for me just so I can make sure that you've got them, okay? Path, people, and product. Those are the 3 things we're about to dive into really quickly, because now that we've got over the fear, now that we have a simple product map, I'm gonna hit on these 3 products. So just path, people, and product. Path, people, and product. Thank you. Path, people, and product. Get that in the comments just so I can make sure you guys got this. Path, people, and product. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. I'm seeing it come in. Good, 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 good. Okay, path, people, and product. So this is the strategy I'm going to offer for you when you're working on these individual of the 5, right? Whether it's a book, a course, another training, whether it's a consulting side, whatever it is, whatever it is, right? This is the path I want you to follow. These are strategies that I use for product development from a simple side, not like in-depth product development side, but just as a simple thing to kind of walk through. Okay. If you're on Instagram, guys, I'm gonna have to come back because we're almost reaching our hour, but I will be back immediately once this comes off. So path, people, and product. Matter of fact, let me just restart it now. Okay, I'm coming back, guys. So path, people, and product. Okay, just want to get this in here. So let's start with path. When you establish your expertise in a field, especially again as a speaker, consultant, author, whatever, remember what we're saying is that your platform represents, hold on, I'm trying to get Instagram back. Hey guys, Instagram guys is coming back. Give me a second. I want to make sure that they're on this. Okay, cool. Perfect. I look crazy. Oh well. Okay, cool. So when you're establishing yourself as an expert, right, in a field, and we're building up this active and passive income type of business model, right? There is this 3-step process for developing products or even services. Every service or product has to have a clear path. Okay. And we talked about this in one of the trainings I did before, we call it a destination, right? So I'm looking to take people from point A to point B. Okay. There has to be a delivery of some kind of results. Okay. You cannot say, I'm going to create this course, but okay, what does the course do? Does it actually have a path? So where is it starting and then where does it end? And for some of you, your question may be, well, how do I make sure I'm not creating duplicate types of products that really kind of teach the same thing? Well, they have to each have different paths. Got it? So I shouldn't really have a course that teaches point A to B. And then have another course that teaches pretty much the same thing, just a little bit differently, right? So I should have a course that teaches A to B, have a course that then teaches from B to C, and then have a course that teaches from C to D, right? I had to make sure I knew my letters right. But got it. So this is the path part, right? So when you come out the gate, that's why I said your very first course should be what? A to B. Your first course should not be A through Z. Why? You just nipped yourself in the butt by trying to put all your information in one course. That is not smart. What you just did was where they only pay you once, so then your customer payment generation is only one payment. Meanwhile, I would rather split it into several courses or trainings, and that way they have, hey, there's a longer cycle. So this is the reason why I've had the same clients over several years. They have been with me for a while. Jackie has been with me for a while. Portia has been with me for a while. Barbara has been with me. I'm just looking at people who are on the live. Let's see. I'm gonna see who's on the live here that I can see, like long riders. Tiff, like there are some people who have been riding with me for years. And I mean years. So they've been tribe members for years. So they have purchased courses over the time for years, right? So what that does is it sets me up for what? Money. But not just that, it sets you up for having different paths for people, because maybe people are already past A to B and they need B to C. Right? So this is why we first start with this one, then we move our way, and we begin to have these launches across time that move people from these different what? Paths. Okay. A program, I can't share that because that's technically for my coaching course next week. I can't share that information. But again, first course should be A to B. Okay, first course should be A to B. Okay, and I'm gonna be sharing again at the end of this training the offers that are currently I'm offering if you want to learn more about these different things. So it's the path. Once I know the path, then I know the people. You don't pick the people first, you pick the path first, because the path establishes who it's for, not the other way around. Got it? Because your tribe, your community that you're building will have different needs. So not everyone needs the same need. Everyone will come under a general need, which is like why they're following you, because of your niche. But then there will be individual needs, right? So this is the reason why you have to know after the path and you know the people. So if my goal is to teach you how to get from here to here, okay, bam, that's who it's for. It's for people who need to get from where? From point A to B. Right. And so when it comes to people, it's important to know that when you're building an online tribe or platform following and you want to sell your knowledge, you have to get past familiarity. I cannot say this enough. People have bought my courses, they've bought my classes and trainings, and they still have not moved from point A to point B for themselves. And let me tell you why. It has nothing to do with me. They're talking to the same people they were talking to 3 years ago. That's not my fault. That's your fault. Because you should have expanded your familiarity, right? You know, you're Facebook friends with 30 people, the same 30 people. And so when you do your lives, you know, I may challenge you, hey, do a live. And then you know what they tell me? I did a live and nobody showed up. You know, I've been doing lives for 3 weeks, Genesis. I follow your instructions and I'm not getting any emails. Well, that's because you are not expanding your horizons. I'm not to blame for that. I'm sure not to blame. No. You don't want to network? I can't help you with that. I don't know what to tell you. I challenge you to network. Well, you know, I haven't built up my email list. It's been 3 months. I don't know, because you know this is hopefully I don't sound too blunt, but we all have the same mouth, the same hands, and the same feet. They don't look the same, but you know, for the majority, even if you're handicapped, you have a wheelchair, you have somewhere. There's no cap for anybody. Okay, so I don't really like excuses from anyone about anything, because in my opinion, as long as if you can't talk, you can type. Okay. If you know, I don't have those resources. You can go to the library. You know, you can for free services. They're giving out free laptops. There's really no excuse to not build your tribe. It's just that people don't want to go past familiarity. You only want to talk to the people on your timeline that you've been friends with for 30 years, and they haven't been giving you money for the past 30 years. So how are you going to sell courses to those people when they're not the people who are going to buy your courses? Then we talk about, you know, Facebook ads, investing money into Facebook ads or marketing. You know, I don't want to invest. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to. You can only go so far when you're comfortable. Matter of fact, for most people, you don't want to go far because you are comfortable. You have to shift your familiarity. You have to be friends with strangers. Stop being friends with your friends. You're already friends with your friends, okay? You need to know strangers. But I don't know them. Maybe this is not a good time. It's always been a good time. It just hasn't been your time. It's always been a good time to meet new people. It's just that it's not your time. It's not the time you want it to be. It's not the people you want to see. It's not, you know, for you, you know. But at this point, let's just make this straight. Your bank account. Let's just have a real conversation. Do you want it to remain the same? Your bank account goes as you go. So you have to, if you're going to actually sell the books, sell the products, sell the courses, you have to expand your horizons. You have to become known as a figure. And the way to become known is to expand your influence and your impact. So this is why the second step is people. Once you know the path, you have to go out and get the people. You have to go out and get the people. Either you need to invest in someone who's an expert at Facebook ads, but guess what? When they come to your website, is your product map together? Because some of you are running ads right now and you don't have a gathered product or a gathered platform. It doesn't sound clear. So see, before we do all these extra steps, we have to make sure that you yourself know your expertise. You have a simple product map where you have executed and you have your products all packaged. They look good. Everything's together, right? And then guess what? Then you can go out and get the people. You do not go out and get people and you are not gathered yourself. You cannot gather when you're not gathered. Number 3 is product. So I have the path. I then get the people. Now I sell the products. Okay. When it comes to selling your product, you do not sell what it is. You sell what it will do. Okay. You sell what it will do. Okay. You need to focus on results. You know, we talk about business, businesses need to be result driven as well as, of course, cultural driven, make sure you're changing the world, but you also just don't forget that your job is to sell results. One of the reasons to really differentiate yourself in a market is to go talk about the results that you can give. Now, sometimes you can't promise everything because sometimes it's based on variables of the person itself. But for the most part, you have to gather yourself, right? You have to make sure you can then go get the people and then you have to sell the product. The thing about selling is that sales is all about having a clear path to results. You buy this because you want this, right? No one wakes up and says, you know what, I would really love to buy a course today. No one says that. No one says, you know what, I really want the supermarket. I just love this. I just want to go to the supermarket. No. Unless you like to look like a stalker and sit literally in a supermarket all day. People say, no, what? I want bread. I want milk. No, I want good coupons, right? So you want to make sure that you have what? A path. Then you have your people. Then you sell the product. It's going to be hard. I'm trying to tell you guys right now. Do not take any of my trainings if you're not ready to go out here and get these people. Okay. So what are our 3 P's? We're done. What are our 3 P's? I'm about to share with you guys these offerings and trainings that are happening next week so we can go a step deeper. But what are the 3 P's that we've established? If you're watching on Instagram, literally it's right there. So you there's no way to get that wrong. I ain't gonna do just retype what's right there. What is the 3 P's? What are the 3 P's, excuse me? Path, people, product. Okay. Did you guys learn something today? Did you 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 learn something today? Oh God. I'm sorry being silly. Okay. So we're gonna talk about these offerings that I have coming up. Because some of them are selling out. So I want to make sure I talk about these offerings. So we have, let me share with you guys this page because we have some things that are happening. And I want to make sure I get this to you. Okay. You have 3. Wow. I love this. Yes. Good. And again, my whole goal is that you execute. Right? I teach you that you can execute. So we talked about today a simple product map. We talked about products, the passive and active. You need to gather yourself this weekend. I highly recommend you sitting down, getting a notepad and just writing out like, what is my area of expertise? What's my circle? What is it that I want to teach people how to do? And just start from there. So I'm going to share with you guys some offerings and things that I really feel like are going to help you if you want to learn more and if you're ready to gather yourself. Remember that it is an investment, right? But the thing about it is that I'm always about execution. So by taking these courses and classes, you're going to learn how to execute this stuff, okay? Because again, I'm tired of you guys sitting on stuff. No more sitting, okay? Let's get in and get active. So I'm going to talk to you guys really quickly, just really quickly about these upcoming trainings that we have. Some of them are trainings and some of them are already pre-recorded and packaged so that you can actually purchase them today and actually dive into it immediately. So if you go to my bookstore, which is store.genesisdorsey.com, all the links are in my bio. You can go right to my website, which is genesisdorsey.com. This is it right here. You see that link right there at the bottom with my name. So you have the genesisdorsey.com, then you have store.genesisdorsey.com, literally just store. And so when you go to my store though, this is what I wanted to show you. Right now we're offering, there's 4 trainings actually happening. 3 of them are directly on the website and then 1 of them is not. So we have Course Genius. Course Genius already happened. It is really good. Course Genius teaches you how to package and price your genius. I actually walk you through the steps and actually what makes a course and what makes a program, because there is a difference. And I show you on how to begin to put things together, including the platforms that you can sell them on, and the way that you can package it and sell it. And so I really believe that it's a really great investment. It's $59. It includes the training as well as the presentation slides that I did with them. Okay, so that's Course Genius. Move over here. Coach Genius, excuse me. Coach Genius is coming up. Is this Tuesday? I'm so excited for Coach Genius. Oh my God. So Coach Genius is for all of my coaches, because I have launched very successful coaching programs, and coaching programs they're active, but then I'm also teaching on how you can make a coaching program passive. And because it's more than just a course, right? When you do coaching, you do need to have some coaching components to it. So I'm teaching this Coach Genius training, and it's an awesome offer for anyone who is currently a coach or is walking into coaching, and you want to work with people one-on-one, over a course of time. So we're going to be talking about, 3-month programs, 6-month programs, 12-month programs, or even if you want to do just a 4-week program. But I'm going to teach you how I packaged mine, because I did it really well. I definitely did. I can boast, but I'm not. I'm going to boast. It's good. Okay. So I want to talk to you about how to actually package your genius through coaching. The thing about Coach Genius is that I'm also going to give you the templates for like your welcome letter when people sign up as for your coaching programs. I'm even going to talk about the pros and cons that I've learned in coaching programs, because in my coaching programs, there were some losses I took and there are some major wins I took. So I'm also going to be sharing with you the strategies behind how to have an ongoing successful coaching program. Hey, Dr. Chandra, because it's really important. And because coaching programs can really bring in thousands of dollars, but a lot of people are taught to be cheap about it or to launch a really low expensive one, and you don't have to do that if you establish your expertise. So that is upcoming at 7:30 this Tuesday. If you buy, even if you can't make the time, it comes with the replay, okay? But here's the cool part. If you want Course Genius and Coach Genius, you can get the bundle for only $130. And save a lot of money. You can save a lot of money by that. So you can get the Genius Bundle. When you purchase the Genius Bundle, you will immediately get access to Course Genius, which you can dive into today. And then you will also get access to the Drive folder that will have Coach Genius. The other thing that's important is that we're launching E-commerce 101. E-commerce 101 is only $25. And we're doing this because Shopify just announced that they're giving a 90-day trial, a 3-month trial to any new user. So if you don't have a Shopify store, you can launch your Shopify store for free for 3 months, which is huge. So what I'm doing is I'm doing a training that's actually gonna be uploaded this weekend. So when you purchase this, you'll actually get an immediate download that will take you to the Google Drive. And then we're gonna be doing a live Q&A next Saturday. So you're gonna watch a training, which will be uploaded by the end of this weekend. And then guess what? You're gonna get a link to come on the live Q&A. So that way you can watch the training and then you come with all your questions next Saturday so we can get you out there. Now, the last offering is something that we are selling seats for and selling out. And the way to get to it is you got to go to the store and then you got to click on Launch the Course Bootcamp from the menu. This is big. So we only have 30 seats, but as of today, we sold 6 and we just opened this up. That is how needed this is. So Launch the Course is a 4-week execution-based program. And this is what it's for. So a lot of people took Course Genius and they still trying to be lazy. I just can't have this. I can't have it. So I was like, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. Since y'all want to play games with me, here's what I'm going to do. I'm offering a 4-week boot camp where I'm going to be your coach for 4 weeks. And at the end of 4 weeks, you're going to launch a course. And there are no ifs or buts. There's no ifs or buts. And so what I did was I made it at a price point where you can feel a little bit of pain. Because, I got to put it at a price point where, number one, it's worth my time, but it's also where, you're going to feel it, right? So what we have is we begin April the 14th. Because for anyone who signs up for Launch the Course, I'm going to start putting out this pre-homework so you can get yourself ready. So for Launch the Course, we begin April 14th, and it's for 4 weeks straight. Every week we meet. Every week we meet. And we meet within a group, okay? It's going to be within a group. And you're going to get these training videos, and I'm going to drop to you each week. The training videos are going to train you, and it's going to be in 4 categories. The first week, you're going to outline your course. You're going to actually email me your outline for your course, and I'm going to edit it. That's how, listen, this is all execution based. I'm not playing games with you. No, I am not. No, I am not. You're going to send me that outline. I'm going to edit it. I'm going to get it back to you. Your very next week, you're going to record your content. Yes, I'm not playing with you. No, don't. Well, maybe I got to get time. But no. You got 7 days. You got 7 days. You're going to record your content week 2. Week 3, I'm going to work with you for your marketing and your graphics. And I'm not going to actually I'm not going to do any graphics, but I'm going to show you how to get it done. I'm actually going to do a training that's going to teach you how to execute your graphics. I'm actually going to give you like your homework. And all you got to do is go on Canva, create it, and bam, you're done. It's going to be very simple. Okay. And then in week 4, you're going to launch it. By the end of that 4th week, it will be ready for sale, and you can go out and you can start selling it. I'm also going to be teaching you how to build your tribe during that time, because remember, you need people. And, even though I can't promise that you're going to have a whole bunch of people, I'm going to train you to do the work. And so really the results are really up to you. My job is to coach you through it. Okay. My job is to coach you through it so that for some of you guys who like to procrastinate, if you hear I teach, imagine if I was your coach for 4 weeks. Some of you need that for your life, okay? Okay. But that's the reason why we opened this up like 48 hours ago. We've already sold 6 seats. So let me tell you about the price point. So you're gonna get 4 training videos. We're gonna be in a Facebook support group where I'll be able to answer any of your questions throughout the 4 weeks. You're also gonna get me. So I actually will edit. I'm literally gonna edit your homework. I'm gonna look at your video course content. I'm gonna look at your graphics. And I'm gonna make sure you get it done. You guys know I love you, but I love you enough to where I don't want you to miss out on this money. There's only, again, 30 seats. And so here's the investment, because it's going to cost you. So the investment is, it's only $297 for the boot camp. But there are a few people out of the 6, 3 of them invested in the VIP student investment. So let me tell you what the VIP is. The VIP is for people who you also, on top of doing your Launch the Course boot camp, I'm going to actually create your product map. Yes, because people are like, I just need you to do it. Just need you to do it. So it actually, if you do the VIP investment, it includes 2 one-on-one coaching calls. Now, my coaching calls by themselves are $197 each. So that's already $400 worth of value. Okay, that you're getting with this. You're going to get, and this is outside the boot camp, you're going to get 2 one-on-one coaching calls, okay, that you can schedule anytime. So you can either schedule them during the training or you can schedule them after the boot camp. But those are 2 one-on-one coaching calls with me that you can use for anything within your business. But you also get a 45-minute product map coaching call, where I'm going to work with you to work on, like, so if you're like, Genesis, I'm going to do a book, I'm going to do a course, I'm going to do, these other programs, I'm going to sit down with you and we're going to map that thing out so that when we get done, we can say, okay, here's the framework for the book. Okay, here's gonna be the framework for this course. But of course, you're gonna already have one course already done, right? And then we can say, okay, hey, this is what your speaking, stream is gonna look like. Okay, this is what your consulting or your coaching is gonna look like. So over the course of 45 minutes, I'm gonna map out your product map, and that's a separate training. And then on top of that, I'm also gonna provide for you an email marketing video training. It's gonna be a pre-recorded training, but it's gonna teach you on how to take your email marketing platform, because you gotta send those emails out, but how to use that to push the courses and to push the offerings and products. So it's like, I'm so excited about this because it's really going to help a lot of you who you need someone to push you to get it done. And not just that, but you also need my expertise. If you want the upgrade, please email me, because what we can do is that if you purchased it, and also too, these are available in either full plans or payment plans. We also say that as well. With the payment plan, it stretches out across, you have to pay a deposit and you have your rest of your payment plans across 3 more payments. If you've already paid for your investment in full, then what you need to do is just email us and we will send you an invoice for the difference, okay? So that you can get that. Because some people who have already bought it, they are scheduling their product map call. Like I have one coming up early next week. Because that way, when they do their product map, when they get ready for their online course, I already mapped out what their online course will be. So that helps them to be already like working on stuff. And by the time April the 14th happens, you're well like ready. And that way you can even take even further advantage of the boot camp. So guys, listen, these are the current offerings. If you don't need any of this, you're like, Genesis, I just need to work with you for a one-on-one session, you can then just do a coaching session. So if you go to the bookstore, go to a strategy coaching session, they're only $197. It's a 45-minute online video Zoom call I'll do with you. So if you don't need any of the things I've taught, but you're like, I think I just need to pick your brain. I need you to show me how to do this. Then you can definitely do a strategy coaching session. So let me answer any questions. Now it's open for Q&A. Who has questions? Jeremy asked, I paid in full. Would I be able to do the upgrade and payment plans? You can. I work with all of my tribe members. So like if you already paid in full and you're like, I want to do the rest of the payment plan for the upgrade, just let us know and we'll just send you like a private invoice that'll just do that separately. So that way that, you can get what you need and what you want. Any questions though? We are done. Again, you want to go here for everything. If you want to check out the store, click the link in my bio if you're on Instagram. And if you're watching from YouTube and Facebook, you can go here, which again is right here, which is store.juststory.com. Any questions, guys, before I let you guys go? Do you guys feel confident, like, in the next couple of days, you can begin to at least build a basic product map, right? You can at least begin to focus on what that top niche is, that circle, and then build out. Do you guys feel good about that? Let me know. I'm gonna let Instagram go, guys. I'll see you guys later. Be sure to click the link in my bio, and I would love to see you guys in upcoming training, guys. See you later, Instagram. Are you guys good? Facebook and YouTube? Okay, I see questions. Give me a second. I'm gonna get to you guys. Okay. What are some ways to hone in on your specific one thing, getting clear with what you're doing? So that's actually a great question. Let me leave that up. That's a great starting question. Oh my gosh. So I did talk about it, but not like directly in that way. So what are some ways to hone in on your specific one thing, getting clear with what your genius is? So we talked about that your genius is the thing that you can teach people how to do, right? And you have enough years of experience to package in a way, right? So I'll give a perfect example. Let me talk about this too, because this is really good. I've struggled with this for years. And I struggle with it, because I'm good at several things, but teaching and having a passion was separate. There is usually in every single person a topic that you can't shut up about. And your genius can think of so many different solutions behind that one niche or expertise. And that's how I knew that like my genius was really packaging, because for some reason I had this gift that when an expert tells me like what their expertise is, and they lay out for me all the things that is in that expertise, my mind can like literally generate like, okay, that's this product, that's what this is, that's what that is, here's how it should be. So that's when I knew that was it, because when it came to other topics, like for instance, I have a background in graphic and web design, and I actually have a business plan from Go that does it. And I didn't really have a passion in teaching about design. What I had a passion was teaching people about how to generate, passive income products when it came to like planners and journals. So that's why under that company, Glam Pro Go, we had print school. So it's really about like coming in on like, what is that thing that you can like passionately teach people about? And that's when you know it's like a real gift, because remember, a gift is something that's packaged, right? Not every talent that we have can actually be packaged. Some things are hobbies, some things are just like interests, some things like, there are things I know a lot about, but like my passion is not like really into, it's not like it's like a dedicated, passion, right? So I'm not sure if that like answers everything for you, but I know for me, like that's how it took me some time, honestly, to get there, because I was running and I was kind of like, no, I'm good with this, now I'm good with that. But you have to figure out of all the things that you're really good at, what's that one thing that you could teach about? And you could teach it 30 different ways, 50 different ways. Because remember, it has to be something that you could flesh out into products and services. So some things we're passionate about, but it's not the gift. The gift, it can be packaged in so many different ways and you can't stop talking about it. Okay. So for Janie Richards, first time listening, came late on this. Can you explain or email me what you're doing? So today we're talking about with the title, how to conquer your fear of really packing your genius and offering online courses. So today we touched on many principles and strategies on how to begin to package your genius through online, not just courses, but through honestly just like how to package your genius through online courses, but also through a basic product map, where we talked about how to take you being an authority figure in a certain market or niche and break that out into products and services that you can sell in a simple way. So today we mapped out basically like the five product way to begin to establish yourself as an authority figure. That's what we talked about today. I highly recommend that you catch up on it. I know it's a long training, but this is like a really, really good training. Like I'm probably going to put this up on my profile on my website as like a great intro training. It's really good. Okay, guys, I will see you guys later. Hopefully you sign up for one of the classes. Email us at info@genesisdorsey.com, or you just go to our website in the contact form right here, and we'll reach out to you guys. See you guys later. Bye.